let's talk about class strategies. How can you get the best grade in this class? First and foremost, I think the best way to ensure you do well in this class is to complete the lecture and lab assignments ahead of the deadline, plenty ahead of the deadline, just in case you run into some kind of technical difficulty. And you complete them as best you can. You do your best. You watch all the videos, you take notes, you try to answer the questions as best you can. If you complete every single assignment this semester, it would be hard for you not to get a pretty good grade. Second, I recommend that you communicate with at least another student, maybe more. Form a study group, a way that you can prepare for the midterms. You can share notes and see if you have any missing information in your notes, or maybe you don't understand a concept and you want another student to explain it to you more clearly. That is a great way to make sure that you have a handle on the information. Explaining stuff to other students is also a really great way to ensure that you get it. I can't tell you how many times I didn't understand a concept very well until I had to tell it to somebody else. I had to explain it, and then I came up with an analogy, and all of a sudden it's clear as day. That is absolutely true. You've probably heard that a million times from a bunch of different people, but a really great way to learn is to teach. And so if you can form a group where you're teaching each other, that's a great resource. Those are the ways I think you can ensure that you get a good grade in Bio 102. Lastly, a note on academic integrity. Of course, if I perceive that you are being academically dishonest, in my interpretation as such, then of course there are consequences to that, and you can read more about that in the syllabus. I've tried to design this course to be very liberal in the amount of time you have to do things. You will have enough time. I make sure that you spend a minimum amount of time on things, but I don't really time you on too many things. And I'm trying not to rush you. I'd love you to learn at your own pace. That being said, you have a lot of freedoms. You have a lot of ways to gather the material, answer the questions, and things like that. So if I feel like that's stepping into boundaries, that's something we'll have to deal with and talk about. But I've tried to design this course so that the easiest way through is to just do the assignments. We also have a code of conduct that is a code of conduct that is outlined on the DVC website, but further, during any course material interactions, anything like that, I do ask that we communicate with mutual respect. I'm not sure if it comes across the lens, but I have a ton of respect for students. I've learned so much about teaching, about my own abilities through students, and I just wish to reflect that to you. But if that channel of communication is muddied up by any kind of poor communication, that's something that really won't be tolerated. That being said, if I do sense that you're not feeling safe in learning, I would like to have a conversation about that, because I really believe that a lot of these conflicts are generated from individuals not feeling like academia is for them, or maybe perhaps there's some previous trauma attributed to academia that reinforces these kinds of relationships. And if that doesn't sound familiar, then it might not apply. But if there is something like that, I would love to have a conversation first. But if these codes of conduct are violated, and that's like language, that's like attitude, that's kind of like all kinds of things, just leaving the boundaries of mutual respect, then that's something that we will pursue in other venues if it, of course, gets out of hand. And lastly, if you have any disabilities that might affect your performance in this classroom, given the way it's structured, please communicate with me as soon as possible. Further, communicate with the DSS office, that's dvc.edu/DSS, and they should be able to coordinate with me to best serve you.